The wise Elephant Teo and the drying river. The bright sunlight bathed the lush green valley, while a gentle breeze danced through the branches of the trees. In the heart of the valley, a shimmering silver river flowed, its waters glistening under the golden rays of the sun during the day, and reflecting the moonlight like a glowing path at night. Birds sang joyfully by the riverbanks, deer raced to drink its refreshing waters, and monkeys leaped playfully from branch to branch. This river carried more than just water. It was the melody of the birds, the coolness of the trees, and the life energy of every creature in the valley. But one day, the river stopped flowing as strongly as before. Its waters slowly receded, and the once soothing sound of the current grew fainter. As days passed, the birds fell silent from thirst, the deer grew weak, and the trees began to shed their leaves. Teo, the wisest and bravest elephant in the valley, noticed these changes and felt a deep sorrow in his heart. He knew that without water, life in the valley could not continue. I must find a solution, he thought. With his mighty frame, he slowly walked to the center of the valley and gathered all the animals around him. My friends, our river is drying up, and we are all running out of water. If we cannot stop this, our valley will turn into a desert. We need to find out why the river is vanishing. Who will join me on this journey? The animals exchanged worried glances. Then, a quick and clever monkey named Mia stepped forward. I will come. I can climb the trees and scout from above. Next, a badger named Pax, skilled at digging, flicked his tail and grumbled, I'll examine the soil. Maybe I can find a clue underground. A wise owl named Oliver, whose sharp eyes could see even in the darkest night, spread his wings. I will stand guard through the night and keep watch for danger. Finally, Daisy, the fastest deer in the valley, eagerly stepped forward. If danger approaches, I'll be the first to warn everyone. Teo looked at his friends with gratitude. Then let's begin our journey. We must follow the river to its source and uncover the reason behind this drought, he declared. The team set off towards the source of the river. Their journey was not easy. Before long, they encountered a dense forest where the trees stood close together, their branches intertwining like a maze. Mia quickly climbed up a tree and scanned the area. Follow me, this way is clearer, she called out, leading the way. With Mia guiding them, the team moved forward, but the forest grew thicker, and the paths started to look the same. Everything began to blend together. Mia leaped from branch to branch, but after a while, she suddenly stopped and looked around. I think we took a wrong turn, she admitted, her voice uneasy. Daisy glanced around nervously. Everything looks the same. Are we just going in circles? Teo remained calm, his deep voice steady. Let's not panic, he reassured them. Mia, try to remember the way we came. Pax, can you find any signs of our trail? Pax crouched down, digging through the soil with his sharp claws. He sniffed the ground, then nodded. These leaves were recently stepped on, which means we passed this way. If we go in this direction, we should find our way back on track. Mia took a deep breath, then climbed higher to check for landmarks. Okay, I'm sure of it now. This is the right way. Working together, the team corrected their course and continued their journey. Before long, they came across a massive fallen tree. Its trunk was so thick that they couldn't climb over it or crawl under it. Daisy pressed her small nose against the bark. "We have to find a way past this," she said thoughtfully. Mia looked around. "I can jump onto the branches and swing across, but we need a way for everyone to get through." Teo stepped forward, wrapping his trunk around the thick trunk of the tree. "Maybe I can move it," he said. Planting his strong legs firmly into the ground, Teo tightened his grip and pushed with all his strength. The uprooted tree groaned and slowly began to tip, rolling to the side and clearing a path wide enough for everyone to pass through. Oliver flapped his wings excitedly. "Great job, Teo, the way is clear." The team moved forward, crossing the open path. Teo turned to his friends with a smile. "Obstacles may seem impossible to overcome, but with the right solution, there is always a way through," he said. With renewed determination, they continued their journey through the forest. Following the riverbed, they soon arrived at the base of a steep, rocky slope. Teo was strong, Mia was agile, Daisy was swift, and Oliver could fly, but they needed to find the safest route for everyone to climb. Pox, the expert in soil and terrain, approached the rocks and carefully inspected them. He dug at the ground, testing the stability of the stones. "These rocks here are loose. If we step on them, they might give way," he warned, nudging a small rock with his paw. It immediately tumbled down the slope. "But over there, the ground is firmer, and the rocks are more stable. That's the safest path up." Teo nodded. "Great work, Pax. Lead the way and show us the safest route." Pax led the way up the rocky slope, carefully testing each stone before stepping forward. "Step to the right of this big rock, it's solid. But that one is a little loose, so be careful," he instructed. Mia leaped nimbly between the rocks. Daisy carefully chose her footing, and Teo placed his strong feet exactly where Pax had guided him, moving steadily upward. Oliver soared above, keeping an eye on the group to make sure no one was left behind. At last, they all reached the top of the slope. Mia turned to Pax with a smile. "Thanks to you, we found the safest path. If we had stepped on the wrong stones, we could have slipped and fallen." Pax wagged his tail proudly. "I know the land and the rocks well. The safest path is always right in front of us, we just have to look carefully." Teo gazed at his friends with pride. "That was great teamwork." "Let's keep going," he said, and the team pressed forward toward the source of the river. As night fell, Oliver perched in the tallest tree and scanned the horizon. In the distance, he spotted faint lights, human lights, At dawn, he shared his discovery with Teo. I saw lights last night from a human settlement. Our path seems to be leading us there. I think we're going to meet people soon. Finally, nestled between the mountains, they reached a vast open area where the river had once flowed freely. But what they saw left them speechless. A massive wall blocked the river's path. Humans had redirected the water for themselves, leaving the valley's lifeline trapped behind concrete barriers. Daisy stepped forward urgently. What do we do now? If we can't get the water back, we'll all run out of it. Teo pondered for a moment, then took a deep breath. We need to talk to the humans, he said firmly. The other animals hesitated, stepping back anxiously. But what if they hurt us? Pax asked nervously. Teo gave them a reassuring smile. If we show them that we mean no harm, they won't harm us either. We need to try to understand each other. With slow, steady steps, Teo approached the human camp. The moment they saw him, people gasped in shock and panic. Some ran to hide behind their tents, while others gripped their weapons in fear. One man picked up a stick and shouted, "Stay back! Go away!" But Teo did not flinch. Instead, he gently raised his trunk and lowered his head in greeting. Then he slowly sat down. He did not move. He simply gazed at the people with kind, patient eyes, as if to say, "I am not here to fight. I am here to talk." The humans exchanged confused glances. Their fear gradually turned into curiosity. An elderly man stepped forward and looked into Teo's eyes. "This elephant, he doesn't want to hurt us." "Look, he's not attacking," he said softly. His calm voice eased the tension among the crowd. The old man carefully approached Teo. The wise elephant reached for a stick with his trunk and began drawing shapes in the dirt. The humans watched in fascination. Just then, Mia, Pax, Oliver, and Daisy, who had been watching from the trees, saw that Teo was peacefully engaging with the humans. Slowly, they emerged from their hiding spots and walked forward. First, Daisy stepped forward gracefully from between the trees. Then, Mia swung from a branch and landed on the ground, her curious eyes scanning the humans' astonished faces. Parks walked forward at a steady pace, while Oliver silently glided down, perching just behind Teo. The humans could not believe their eyes. Never before had they seen such a sight: a wise elephant drawing in the dirt, surrounded by a deer, a monkey, a badger, and an owl. All five of them stood together, looking at the people in silent unity. Someone in the crowd whispered excitedly, "These animals, they are moving as one." The old man took another step forward, his face filled with wonder. "This is extraordinary. An elephant, a deer, a monkey, a badger, and an owl. They must be trying to tell us something." As the humans realized that these creatures had come together with purpose, they understood that this was no ordinary encounter. The animals had arrived with determination, carrying a message that needed to be heard. At first, many struggled to comprehend the meaning of Teo's drawings, but then the old man crouched down and examined them carefully. His eyes widened in realization. "I think I understand. Look here, this is a river. And these shapes must be rocks with the water flowing down. And this thick line must be our dam, blocking the flow. And here, a dried up tree, showing where the river should have continued." A murmur spread through the crowd. The leader of the humans sighed in regret. "We're so sorry, we never thought about this," he admitted. "We needed to redirect the water for our farmland, but we didn't realize that our friends in the valley were left without it." The old man nodded thoughtfully. "Stay with us for a while. You'll be safe in our camp while we work on a solution." The humans immediately began searching for a way to fix the problem. After days of effort, they decided to redesign the dam. By adjusting its structure, they allowed part of the water to flow back into the valley while still keeping enough for their own needs. The river had always carried more than enough for everyone. It simply needed to be shared. Teo and his team were overjoyed that the humans had understood their message. At last, the dam was modified and the river's waters rushed back into its natural path. After saying their goodbyes to the humans, Teo and his friends set off on their journey home. As the river flowed once more with its full strength, a wave of joy spread across the valley. The birds filled the sky with melodies they had long forgotten. The deer ran freely, leaping into the cool water, and the wind once again danced through the lush, green trees. The river was no longer just a stream of water. It carried hope, unity, and the spirit of friendship across the land. Teo climbed to the highest hill in the valley and gazed down at the scene with happiness. His eyes followed the shimmering surface of the river, where the sunlight sparkled like tiny stars. Taking a deep breath, he filled his lungs with the fresh scent of the wind and the rich earth. "Once, I feared this river would disappear forever," he thought. "But now, it flows stronger than ever. Just like friendship. Just like faith and courage." Just then, a magnificent rainbow appeared in the sky, shining brightly over the valley like a promise after the rain. Its vibrant colors stretched across the horizon, painting the world in shades of hope. Mia climbed onto a branch and looked up in awe. "Teo, look, this must be a sign," she said excitedly. Daisy leaped with joy. Nothing will ever be the same in this valley again. Now, animals and humans will live with understanding. Parks, who had been curiously digging in the soil, uncovered a sweet, juicy root. He happily took a bite, then sat comfortably on a rock, chewing with satisfaction. "We didn't just save a river," he said, looking at his friends. "Now we know that protecting nature is only possible when we work together." Oliver spread his wide wings and soared high into the sky. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll set out on another adventure. Teo gazed at his friends with warmth in his eyes. They were all different, swift, agile, wise, experienced, and strong. But what made them truly powerful was the trust and unity they shared. Lifting his trunk high into the air, he trumpeted proudly, "Together we are stronger." As the colors of the rainbow danced over the valley, the wind carried Teo's voice like a whisper through the trees. True courage is not just about strength. It is about facing challenges and choosing to do what is right. From that day forward, humans and animals lived in harmony, as part of the same great living world. The river flowed for generations, its waters whispering the story of friendship to every stone and every leaf in the valley. And so, the tale of wise Elephant Teo lived on, in the whispers of the wind, in the flowing rivers, and in the twinkling lights of the stars. Who knows? Maybe right now, somewhere in the valley, a child is gazing at the river, listening to the legendary story of this unbreakable bond. Maybe, in the stillness of the night, the sound of rustling wings belongs to the wise owl Oliver, watching over the land with his keen eyes, standing guard to protect nature. And if you ever hear that gentle flutter in the night, remember, true courage is not just about strength. It is about facing challenges and choosing to do what is right.